Hello again, folks. This is Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair, your favorite hippie nerd, or hippie wannabe, and nerd probably so. And today's subject is going to be on the care of your 8-track tapes. Now, I'm a machine specialist, and I don't normally get into too much in-depth stuff on how to care for your tapes. So you might find more comprehensive advice from other sources like on YouTube. But I do have a couple of points that I have not seen brought up yet, so we'll just go into that. One thing that is the customer's responsibility after repairs is maintaining their machine properly by keeping the capstan clean. I've covered that in a previous video. And today is more or less a supplement to that, and it's going to be on the subject of caring for your tapes. Now, most 8-track enthusiasts know that you should not ever get a tape at a yard sale and pop it right into your machine. You should have the foil splices replaced and your pressure pads replaced for it to play properly. In fact, if you don't have the foil splices replaced, then you could cause your machine to require professional service because that foil splice is going to break, machine's going to suck a bunch of tape into it, and you won't know how to take it out without the services of a professional. So anyway, I'm going to cover somewhat more esoteric stuff, and the main thing is that on top of keeping your capstan clean so that it maintains proper grip, you also have to keep your rollers clean. 8-track tape is impregnated with graphite so that it can slip and slide between the layers and on the hub, and as a result, that graphite gets all over everything. It gets on your head, it gets on your automatic track change sensor, and it gets on your capstan. Now, one thing we can do to reduce that is, let me go to my overhead cam here and I'll show you. Here's a tape that I'm going to be playing around with. It's just a Elvis RCA tape, and we're going to bring our overhead cam into the picture if I can find it, and we're going to slide this tape into my little vise here so that I don't have to keep trying to find it with the camera, and we're going to show the roller maintenance that's required. Now, this applies to both plastic and rubber rollers. Plastic rollers are probably going to give you more problems with tape slippage and speed variations, so you have to keep your rubber and your plastic rollers clean. And what I do is I just take a pair of tweezers and very gently pull the tape aside, and you can see that this roller is just filthy with built-up graphite, which actually gets hard, which actually tends to harden and become solid. So I'm not going to clean the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of show you how I do it. Of course, you want to try avoiding touching the tape, and you just take a Q-tip or anything else with some rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol works fine. If you've got rubber rollers, rubber cleaner's probably better for you audio purists out there who believe in doing everything the right way. Okay, as you can see, we've removed that buildup from a small part of that roller. So you just keep going around the roller until you've got all the buildup removed, and then you've got a clean roller. Okay, so that's easy enough to understand. And now another couple of factors here. You should never ever put an 8-track tape or store it upside down. The reason for that is because the tape is just resting on a hub held on by gravity. There's not a dual flange reel in there like there is with a reel-to-reel machine. And on most tapes, they have protrusions coming down from the top half of the cartridge to keep that hub in place, but on some tapes that hub is not there, and if you turn the tape upside down, the tape is likely to fall off the hub, and once it falls off the hub, you might be absolutely screwed trying to fix it because it's going to get all tangled and wound, and it's just really extremely time consuming to try to fix that problem. So you never want to have your tape upside down to where the label is facing downward. That's just asking for trouble. It's usually not a problem, but on some tapes it can be. Now, I'm going to show you guys a cool trick. I have talked in the past about having the proper amount of slack, or actually the proper absence of slack. It's a kind of a delicate balance. Your tape gets pulled from the center of the hub, and it comes through your machine, and then it's replaced on the outer flange of the hub, and it just keeps rotating like that forever, basically, until the tape breaks or wears out or whatever it is. But there's a delicate balance. If there's not enough slack, the tape is going to be too tight for your capstan to drive it properly, and it's not going to be able to go fast enough, and possibly your capstan could just turn against the stationary tape and eventually cut through the tape until it hits your roller. So that's not a good thing, But if there's too much slack, between your roller and the outer hub of the tape. Then it's possible that when your capstan pushes this roller and moves the tape this way, it won't be drawn back into the cartridge. Instead, it's going to bunch up in this little area right here, and that's where you get that accordion effect, where there's not enough tension to pull that tape back through. So we've covered that there's a kind of a delicate balance between having enough tension, too little or too much tension. It's all very important. Now here's one thing that you can do that most people don't know about, is a little trick that I learned when I was probably 13 or 14. I was first messing around with electronic stuff. Is you can actually test the general health of this tension system, this delicate balance with the tension, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. What we're going to do is, and it's you don't really want to try this unless the tape is already not playing well, because it's kind of a scary thing to do. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to pull out some tape right at this hole where the roller is. So that's just to show you what I'm doing there. So I'm going to hold the tape this way so you can see what I'm doing, and we're just going to pull a bunch of this tape out, just like that. Okay, now we're going to see what kind of general health your hub and everything is in. We should be able to grab the tape right at the cartridge on the part of the tape that's closer to the center of the cartridge, and here's what we're going to do. Just pull on it just enough to take out most of the slack. Give it one quick yank, and that tape should be pulled right back up into the cartridge. If your hub is sticking, if the tape is too tight, then when you give that tape that quick yank, it's not going to do much at all. So let's try that one more time, just so I can show you once again how it's done. We're going to pull out a bunch of tape here, and I wouldn't go more than about 2 feet. And or if it starts to present suddenly a lot of resistance, stop right there, because we've reached the point which we've stretched all the slack out of the tape, and we haven't left too much play or ability to slide with the hub. So we've got about this much of the tape out. We're going to grab it close to the center this way. You don't want to grab this side. You want to grab the side that's closest to where the head is, and you want to give it, take out the slack, give it one quick yank, and there we go. The cartridge pulled right back up into the tape properly, and that tells me that as far as the tension and the proper amount of slack, that this tape is doing okay. Now let me see if I can find where I went here. Where are you, Barry? Here I am. So with that being stated, this is Barry with Barry's 8-track and classic car radio repair. If you have an 8-track machine, I don't work on tapes for customers, only machines. You can reach me directly at 928-533-9666. If you would like your classic car AM radio converted to FM with the possible features added on, such as Bluetooth, USB, and an aux input and all that cool stuff, you can visit my website that's more geared towards classic car owners. That's classiccarradiorepair.com. Thank you very much for watching, listening, and we'll see you next time.